Hey everyone, welcome to Good DIY Plans. In this video, we're going to be going over how to make this exact foldable, portable, mobile bar. Some highlight features of this are the fact that it only takes about 2 minutes to set up or break down, which is really convenient. Also, it can be transported in a regular car, SUV, or truck because of its compact size. So this is a beginner-friendly step-by-step tutorial so that you can make this for your own events, for your own parties, or side hustle, or to rent out as well. So as of right now, about 1,000 people have already built this bar, and some people have chosen to review it. We have 55 reviews, currently at 4.8 stars out of 5, which is really solid. Let's go over and see what people have actually done with this design. So Joshua here looks like he's using it maybe for like a burger or a hot dog stand. This lady, Savannah, she said it took her about 8 hours to make. Danielle, she says she loves this card. It's beautiful and sturdy, so it looks like maybe like a perfume bar. This I really like. Jenny says that she switched up the design on the front so that it turned out awesome. I really like that. It looks really nice. We have someone here using it as like a wine bar. And Madison here, this looks like a maybe professional catering company or something. They're in New York, and they said they spent about $300 because I guess prices are more expensive over there. Another solid build here. Paige said it took her husband a full day to build. So obviously it depends on your experience, but what he did is he extended this. So maybe that's why it took him a little bit longer. Christy looking good, looking good. Then here we have somebody who is still in the process of making this. They haven't added that Chevron front, but honestly, I like it without it as well. It looks really nice. And then we have additional images here as well. So I really love what people have done with this. The overall dimensions of the bar are 36 and 3/4 inches tall. It's 29 and 1/4 inches deep and 60 inches wide. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to build the front of the bar. So first, take a 3/4 inch thick plywood sheet, 54 inches by 36 inches. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a frame around it, or on top of it rather. This is 1x2 lumber, and we need 3 pieces that are 33 inches and then 2 pieces that are 54 inches. So go ahead and directly superimpose this on top of that plywood sheet. Use some wood glue and pin nails to secure everything together. And next, what we're going to do is we're going to add these 1x4 lumber sides. So we flip this component over. So here are the 1x2s we just added. They're now facing the bottom. And we're going to add 2 36-inch 1x4 lumber pieces. Again, use wood glue, pin nails, and secure that to the sides. And next, we need to add 2 36-inch 1x2 pieces. So these are going to butt up directly against the 1x4, and we just need to secure it with pin nails and glue as well. Now for that Chevron kind of front of the bar, so this is optional. It's not structural. You can leave it out if you'd like. So what we're going to do is we're going to make each one of these sides. So per side, you're going to need to have these cuts. So this is a 1x4 lumber, and all of these ends, these blue kind of pieces here, they're just going to get cut off at 45 degrees. So one of these will yield one side, then you need to cut another one of these to get the other side. So you're going to need 2 of those. Okay, so if you are going to be adding these, then go ahead and secure them with pin nails and glue. You need 1/8 inch gaps between the boards so that everything is nice and secure. So here's what the bottom looks like. This is the interior, and then this is going to be the exterior or customer facing side. Okay, next we're going to make the sides of the bar. So here we're going to be using 3/4 inch thick plywood again. We have 20.5 inch by 36 inch. And what we're going to do is, again, superimpose a 1x2 lumber frame on top of it. So 19 and 1/4 for these 2 ends, and then 2 33-inch 1x2 pieces. The only difference is here we have a little bit of an overhang that's happening here. So the plywood is going to be extending out by just a little bit. And that's intentional by design. So we need to secure this with pin nails and glue. And we're going to need a total of 2 identical sides here. Okay. The next part will be to make the bottom shelf. So this is the shorter shelf, or the more narrow shelf rather. So we're going to use 3/4 inch thick plywood for this as well. This is 11 inch by 52.5. And then we're going to put a trim piece on either end here with 1x2 lumber. This is 52.5 for both ends there. So secure this with pin nails and glue. And then if you notice here, the plywood is going to be flush with the top of the 1x2s, and then we're leaving a little space here intentionally. This is where the shelf is going to lock into place. You'll see how that mechanism works in just a second. Okay, next go ahead and make the larger shelf. So this is 3/4 inch thick plywood as well. We have 18 inches by 52.5, and then these are 52.5 inch 1x2 lumber pieces on the side. So secure them again just the same way, and then we're going to have that little gap on the bottom here as well. All right, now this is going to be the top of the bar. So the top of the bar is also made out of 3/4 inch thick plywood. We have a 27 3/4 inches by 58.5 inches for this. And then the sides are all going to be 1x2 lumber. So we're gonna have two pieces that are 60 inches here, and then two pieces that are 27 3/4. So what we need to do is we need to add the 1x2 lumber on the outside perimeter. So use wood glue pin nails, secure everything together so that it's nice and even. And what we're going to do is we're going to add this to the top of the bar. So here everything is nice and flush, but if you look on the bottom, there's actually kind of an indentation happening here. And what we're going to do is we're going to inlay those pieces in that indentation. So these are the pieces that we're going to use. We have a 1x4 lumber piece that's 55.5 inches. And then these yellow pieces are 1x2s. So we have a 58.5 and then two 26 1/4 inch pieces. So go ahead and flip this over. So this is the kind of flush end. This is going to be the customer facing side. This is going to be the bottom. So go ahead and secure this with pin nails and glue. And next, what we're going to do is we're going to take the front and the sides and we're going to secure these together with some piano hinges. So I'll look at the cleaner side here for a second. So these are piano hinges, and what they're going to allow is for the bar to actually fold this way. So it's going to fold at 90 degrees and collapse in this way. So what we need to do is add these. Now, if you're going to be following the DIY plan PDF that I'm going to have linked below, you can purchase those exact piano hinges, and the spacing is going to already be accurate because some of these are sold longer, some are sold shorter. So you can make that determination yourself. So the recommended placement is 2 7/16 of an inch away from the top here. And then between them is about 16 inches. And then you should be left over with close to 2 inches on the bottom here. So go ahead and secure those based on the manufacturer's recommendation. And next, what we're going to do is we're going to add these very important pieces. So this is 1x2 lumber. You have two pieces here that are 20.5 inches and then one that's 51 inches. So this is actually going to lock the tabletop or the bar top in place when it is in use. Let me show you what I mean. So go ahead and take the now fully connected sides and front, and then also the top of the bar. Lay the top of the bar on the ground or on a level surface. So this is going to be the customer facing side. This is the top, and then this is the bottom of it at this point. And what you're going to do is you're going to inlay the sides and the front into the top of the bar. And what you're going to do is you're going to take these pink pieces and you're going to secure it so that it's nice and snug. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a nail gun and we're going to make sure that the sides are fully open up to their maximum kind of opening capacity. Should be 90 degrees, right? And then add this 1x2 lumber piece and then shoot some nails, add glue, and make sure that it stays in place. Do the same thing for this one and do the same thing for this one. So this way what ends up happening is when the bar is open, this part is actually able to come out, right? But then when the bar is in use, it'll be locked into place like that. So this, kind of incomplete or I guess awkward little part is intentional as well, because what it's going to do is it's going to accommodate this little protrudence out here. So go ahead and secure everything in place. The next part is going to be to add the shelf support. So this is what the shelves are going to actually rest on and be supported by. So these are 1x4 lumber pieces. we're going to be using two 18-inch pieces for the larger shelf. So take the larger shelf. This is the top surface. This is the bottom surface. And then just inlay these for a moment. We're not securing them yet. And next, what we need to do is we need to add these to the front and sides, just kind of lay that on the side so you can get a good measurement. What we're going to do is we're going to mark the spot for the shelf support with a pencil. So it should be 23¼ of an inch away from the edge. That's where the shelf should stop. That would be probably an ideal height, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to remove the shelf, and then we're just going to attach these components now with piano hinges. Okay, so this is where you remove the shelf, and then what you're going to do is you're actually just going to secure it with screws here and here. So that way it stays in place. Okay, so here's us adding those piano hinges, and we're going to do the same exact thing for the smaller shelf as well. So this is using 1x4 lumber that's 21 inches for the smaller shelf. So we're going to go through the same process here. So this one is going to be 11¼ inches from the bottom. Again, we're going to use a pencil, just mark that off, and then we're going to remove the shelf, and then we're going to attach the piano hinges here. That way everything is nice and secure. Okay, what you can do also is for the larger and the smaller shelf, use a sander to just kind of nick off the edges here. The reason why is when you're taking these in and out, sometimes that plywood can start chipping a bit, but this way you kind of, I guess you sand it down a little bit. That way it doesn't wear off as much, and it's not going to cause like a larger piece to flake off or something. So, okay. The next part is going to be to add the legs. So these casters are optional. You don't have to add them if you don't want them. It will make the bar a little bit taller. That's another thing to keep in mind. But you can buy some low profile ones. So what you can do is go ahead and open up the table, set your shelves to the side, and then just go ahead and add the casters here. All right, so now let's kind of take a look to see how everything comes together. So you're fully done at this point. You can go ahead and paint or stain the bar, either leave it natural or seal it. But basically you have several components here. So the top now comes off, right? And the top is going to come into this inlay, right? That's how it's going to lock into place. The shelves also come off as well, so you can take those out. And then you've got the sides that now fold. And of course, these will also fold with them as well. So not a very good animation here, but you get the idea. So these will fold at 90 degrees. And this way you can take all of this either in the truck, the car, an SUV, and then just set it up on site. It's really quick, really convenient. Now, for those of you who are ready to build the event bar, I do have the DIY plan PDF linked below. It is going to be much more detailed than this video. It'll have the tools list, materials list, the lumber shopping list, the cut list, especially the plywood cut list diagram so that you're not wasting any plywood as you're making this. And then, of course, these step-by-step instructions. So you can print this so that you can work offline in the garage so your phone or laptop is not going to be around all of that sawdust. I do appreciate everyone who supports good DIY plans. I hope you guys have an awesome day. If this video was valuable to you, check out the next project on the screen.